Hey folks, this is Rob Wells here with you from the Law Office of Robert M. Wells. Our office helps out landlords and property managers deal with their landlord-tenant situations and problems. In this video, we're going to talk about what is a no-fault just cause eviction under the California Tenants Protection Act of 2019, also known as AB-1482, and how all that works. Now, before I begin though, landlords, property managers, if you're wondering if you're subject to the Tenants Protection Act, or you're wondering if you can do a no-fault just cause eviction, please feel free to reach out to us below. Now, let me begin. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of overview, all our videos about the Tenants Protection Act have covered what we call fault evictions, or just cause, and that generally means the tenant had to do something wrong, like not pay their rent, follow the lease, etc. Now, California, the Tenants Protection Act does have 4 no-fault just cause terminations for a tenancy, and these grounds are not based on anything that the tenant has done. They're based on certain circumstances. If a landlord qualifies for that type of termination of tenancy, they can evict their tenants through one of those 4 means, and I'll cover those in brief detail, and we'll have other videos that will go more in depth about what those types of terminations of tenancy are. The 4 main causes that landlord can terminate a tenancy for no fault just cause is moving in a qualified relative, complying with some type of court order regarding habitability. The other one would be withdrawing your residential property off the rental market. It's also known as an Ellis Act eviction in rent-controlled areas. And also, too, if a landlord elects to perform substantial repairs, remodel of their premises, or removing hazardous materials. Each one of these no-fault just cause evictions has their own, separate terms and conditions, and it kind of gets a little bit convoluted. So we'll go into more detail on separate videos on each one of those evictions. But overall, those are the 4 no-fault just cause evictions that you can perform under the Tenants Protection Act. All 4 of these terminations of tenancy will require the landlord providing move-out assistance to their tenants, and it's basically 1 month's worth of rent. And we'll cover that more in detail as well too, but the overall thing that you need to know is you'll either have to provide your tenant a cash payment of 1 month's worth of rent within 15 days of you issuing your termination notice, or you can elect to waive the last month's worth of rent in your termination notices. And there are a lot of specific requirements about what your notices have to contain and so forth, so we'll cover those in a separate video. But in a nutshell, you got to pay your tenants 1 month's worth of rent. So stay tuned for our new videos. We'll cover each one of these no fault just cause evictions in greater detail, and until next time folks, we'll see you then. Thanks.